Mugabe's nephew Zhuwao launches number 2018 resistance to Junta govt. Former public service minister and nephew to ousted President Robert Mugabe, Patrick Zhuwao, has reportedly launched the 2018 resistance movement against President Emmerson Mnangagwa's Zanu-PF, targeting the youth not to vote for the Junta party. The ground of the number 2018 resistance is reportedly swelling and growing. According to social media reports, the number 2018 resistance is sprouting throughout Zimbabwe, like mushroom. The number 2018 resistance is permeating across all sectors. The number 2018 resistance is pervasive throughout the generations. The number 2018 resistance is in all villages. The number 2018 resistance is in all streets and alleyways. The number 2018 resistance is ubiquitous. The number 2018 resistance is in all political formations, including, most notably, Zanu-PF. All of Zimbabwe is resisting the coup conspirators and terrorist junta. All Zimbabweans are resisting Zhuwao. In his first article, Zhuwao briefly reloaded describes the emergence of number 2018 resistance to the coup conspirators and junta. It outlines how Zimbabwe's political, economic and socio-cultural environment is ripe for the number 2018 resistance. The article will focus on the number 2018 resistance movement that is occurring amongst people who have traditionally been members, supporters and sympathizers of Zanu-PF. The number 2018 resistance is so strong that, under conditions of free and fair elections, Zanu-PF will be thoroughly walloped and thumbed at the 2018 elections. He states that on 13 November 2017, the gang of coup conspirators and terrorist junta members initiated the rape and massacre of the Zimbabwe constitution, which the people of Zimbabwe had painstakingly crafted and approved overwhelmingly. He said these robber pirates threatened and have actually unleashed a reign of terror, extreme violence and disinformation for the purposes of self-serving and parochial individual interests totally devoid of the national interest. These losers had been defeated in a political contestation within Zanu-PF that had seen the coalescing of young people, women, traditional leaders, workers, most notably public servants including youth officers, micro and small entrepreneurs, farmers, artisanal miners, academics and students. These various groups had been brought together by an agenda for sustainable socio-economic transformation that was founded on an ethos of nationalistic empowerment and generational renewal premised on the unassailable fact that 77% of Zimbabwe's population is under the age of 35 years, he wrote. Through the use of extreme violence, terror and disinformation, coupled with the capturing of state institutions, these pirates and robbers usurped the constitution of Zimbabwe and stole the mandate that the people of Zimbabwe had reposed in President Robert Gabriel Mugabe by an electoral margin of 62% in the 2013 election. Zimbabwe. The coup conspirators and terrorist junta found willing accomplices amongst the agents of regime change in the opposition. Self-styled advocates of democracy and constitutionalism were ready to sacrifice the principle of adherence to the constitution at the altar of expediently by dispensing with Robert Gabriel Mugabe. Mugabe. They were used in a rather superficial way to sanitize a coup. Zhuwao said unfortunately, the subterfuge of the coup conspirators and the terrorizing junta is unraveling at an astonishingly fast pace. It has become so bad that parts of the command element and military that had been sold the dummy that the presidential youth interface rallies were funded by external forces are realizing that they were made to commit treason on the basis of falsehoods. Mcganners Zhuwao are becoming part of the number 2018 resistance movement, he said. The military personnel that engaged in the illegal, unconstitutional and treasonous Operation Restore Legacy were authorized to keep, as spoils of robbery and piracy, whatever money, gold and diamonds that they came across. There were no such spoils of robbery and piracy. What is in effect happening is that cash resources are being commandeered from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe ostensibly for operations but in reality to appease restless elements who did not get the expected but non-existent spoils of robbery and piracy. This is made worse by the fact that disbursements of these commandeered resources is being done on a kinsmanship basis. Those that are not part of the inner circle and clique are also becoming part of the No. 2018 resistance movement. Zhuwao. He said some opportunistic leaders of opposition formations who were promised ministerial posts in a proposed post-coup coalition government have discovered that they were used to mobilize their supporters to sanitize an exclusionary project referred to as Zanu-PF, our thing. Whilst fully aware that a coup had been committed, they chose to refuse to acknowledge it publicly, hoping that they would be among the 5 cabinet ministers clandestinely earmarked for the opposition. Even the Zhuwao last number. The Rhodesian element that have been having meetings with the coup conspirators and terrorist Junta, as well as the regime change agenda diplomatic community led by the irrepressibly naive Katrina Lang were sold the dummy of reforms to various flagship policies. They forgot the provision of the Zimbabwe Constitution in Section 328 subsection 6 which require that amendments to Chapter 4 on human rights and Chapter 16 on agricultural land cannot be effected without a referendum. Again, they are also becoming part of the No. 2018 resistance, he said. Traditional leaders who had been accorded respect could be seen sitting on the ground at Mnangagwa's inauguration to demonstrate what little regard the coup conspirators and terrorist junta has for them. Over and above being tossed around at the inauguration, Mnangagwa prioritized going to South Africa over seeing them. Mnangagwa's budget took away the cars President Mugabe had allocated to them. They are becoming part of the No. 2018 resistance. Traditional leaders whose natural resources have been plundered are left to deal with environmental degradation and impoverished communities as indigenization is being abandoned and discarded. The youth officers that are meant to facilitate youth development and economic empowerment are being fired wholesale and thus derailing the economic empowerment agenda. They are becoming part of the No. 2018 resistance movement. He said the largest component of the No. 2018 resistance is from within Zanu-PF. These are the people that elected Robert Gabriel Mugabe to be the president and first secretary of Zanu-PF. These are the voters who delivered 62% of the electoral vote to Robert Gabriel Mugabe in 2013. These are the people who jealously guard their vote. They are upset that the coup conspirators and terrorizing junta stole the mandate that they gave to Robert Gabriel Mugabe. They will express their displeasure in the ballot box in 2018. I am one of them. We are the silent majority that refused to Zhuwao, he said. There is massive disgruntlement by members of Zanu-PF to the manner in which President Robert Gabriel Mugabe continues to be humiliated and ill-treated by the coup conspirators and terrorist junta. The coup conspirators and terrorist junta does not have the support of most of the Zanu-PF members and the generality of the Zimbabwean population. We do not welcome the illegal, unconstitutional and treasonous regime of the coup conspirators and terrorist junta. We have no intention of legitimizing that regime, let alone work with nor unite with it. We are actually astounded by elements that have moved to congratulate people that have been appointed to positions on the basis of the commission of a litany of illegal, unconstitutional and treasonable acts by the coup conspirators and terrorist junta regime. The members of Zanu-PF are becoming the vanguard of the No. 2018 resistance. He said the Zimbabwean political environment is increasingly becoming ripe for straight-thinking and progressive Zimbabweans to come together in forming movements that advocate for the values enshrined in the Constitution of Zimbabwe, most notably the preamble and founding provisions set out in Chapter 1 with specific reference to Section 2 on the supremacy of the Constitution and Section 3 on founding values and principles. It is also becoming apparent that the coup conspirators and terrorist junta have been shaken and are frightened by the rejection by the majority of Zanu-PF members in the Zimbabwean population to such an extent that they are frantically attempting to scuttle the natural birth of No. 2018 resistance movements through nefarious shenanigans which include intimidation, infiltration, division, violence and assassinations. Such efforts will be met with an even more determined resolve for number 2018 resistance. Consequently, I am ready to support efforts that seek to restore Zimbabweans' infringed civil rights, liberties and democracy that has been stolen and plundered by the coup conspirators and terrorizing Junta. My support includes and is not limited to providing intellectual capital towards the formation of movements that will cater for the genuine concerns of disenfranchised Zanu-PF members who have seen the constitution, organs and structures of Zanu-PF being systematically raped and violated by the coup conspirators and terrorizing Junta, he said.